Hello, everybody. Welcome to Press Start. My name's Sky.
I'm Justin.
Man, everything's been so divisive lately.
Honestly, it feels like everyone's got to have an opinion on something.
You know, we once stayed up all night because we had opinions.
We really did. Almost like it was a whole opinion night.
We filmed that. We should cut to that.
Hi, my name is Sky Swartz, and if I had to think about my ideal video game sequel, obviously Silksong has been a really big one this year, but that's not ideal because it already came out. But if I had to think about it, I'd say Call of Duty should go back to its roots and stop trying to be like every other video game and be cringe and have 10 trillion microtransactions and battle passes to force people to get cosmetics that should just be earnable in the game through achievements or some sort of other missions. And also just investing more time into a zombie storyline, because that was what was making things money.
Hi everyone, my name is Liz, and if I had to pick the perfect sequel for any video game, I would say the Super Mario Odyssey games deserve a very good sequel. I don't know how personally it would work, because you're already going around the world and stuff. Maybe they can pull a Super Mario Galaxy 2 and just go to different planets. If I had to pick, I'm just doing a simple answer, because everybody is also wanting this as a sequel. So Super Mario Odyssey 2, if it comes out on the Switch 2, maybe I'll consider buying one.
Hi, I'm Logan, and if I had to make a video game sequel, I'd go with a sequel to L.A. Noire. Fast forward a few decades, it's the 70s, L.A. is way sleazier now, there's a bunch of cool cars, and it's still the same detective gameplay because honestly, it was good gameplay. It was underrated for its time.
Hi, my name's Justin, and in terms of games that I really want a sequel to, there's a lot of games that I really like that I don't want a sequel to. Like, you might expect something like Inscription or something like that, but I think there's a lot of really good narrative games that don't need a sequel, and a sequel would actually make... It would lessen the impact of the original story. So I'm gonna have to fall on the classic. I want Half-Life 3. Valve, I know you're working on it. Mr. Newell, this is an appeal to you and you alone. If you're not Gabe Newell, stop watching. I need this game, all right? I avoided playing the Half-Life games for over a decade because I knew that there wasn't going to be a satisfactory ending. And you know what? I bit the bullet and I did it. I played the games and I need it. I need this game more than you could ever imagine. Please.
Hello, my name is Danny, and for my opinion on games, I actually wanted a sequel to an online game from Wizard 101. I think it'll be really interesting to have a game that precedes the original story, to focus on the headmaster when he was a student and the other teachers, how they all dealt with each other, basically.
Hi, I'm Jen, League of Legends, the white one from the comics. We don't talk about them. And the game that I want to see a sequel to, I guess I have two options, but the one I'll go with, because Supergiant Games is already doing sequels, I want Heroes of Might and Magic Clash of Heroes, the spin-off game for the DS and for Steam, to get a sequel, because it's match 3, but your opponent dies. And frankly, I like matching my little guys like a little color fiend and then watching them kill the opponent. Anyways, I need Heroes of Might and Magic, Clash of Heroes, the stupidly long name of a video game, to get a sequel.
My name is Basil, and the game I want to see a sequel to is Bad North. I know probably nobody here has heard about it. It's just it's like a little indie strategy game where you defend little islands with your little troops of guys, and there's 4 different types of guys, and they counter the specific types of enemies. It's really fun, and you gotta think about it, and it gets really difficult, but it's one of my favorite games, and I want a second one, and I want more content for it.
Man, those sure were opinions.
Yeah, there were a lot of opinions there.
I think Basil said something about something.
Yeah, he's got some opinions on something.
He always has this like knack for finding games that no one's heard of.
I know,
Like,
right?
what was that one he
no
talked
one's
about?
ever played this video game before. Don't look it up. Basil's talking about a game
Something
that,
about like a showdown, like
Yeah,
you're
like-
dancing. No, Hunt Showdown.
Hunt Showdown.
He did a segment on Hunt Showdown. We should cut to that.
Yeah, no one's ever played it before. Don't look that up.
You're watching Press Start. Today I'm going to be telling you about a game very near and dear to my heart, Hunt Showdown. To explain the heart-poppy feeling this game gives, I'm going to hop straight into gameplay. In Hunt Showdown, you play as a hunter running into monster-filled swamps to dispatch a large monster. But be careful, as other hunters are after the same quarry. To find the monster's lair, you must first head from compound to compound to find blue glowing clues. After collecting 3 clues, the monster's lair will be revealed. And this is when you transition into making a plan and going and actually fighting the monster, but at that point, everything just sort of falls apart. Because the second you reach the compound, there's about 40 other squads of 2 to 3 people positioned strategically in the woods around the compound, just waiting to shoot literally anything that moves. And don't forget about the 2 people in the middle of the compound that have the bounty token that let you see nearby enemies. It's just a mess, and that's why I recommend you just run away at this point. You collect your things, maybe shoot a few guys, and just leave. But if you do manage to get into the compound and kill all of the people there and get your little reward, then go for it. It's definitely worth it, because after collecting your well-earned bounty and you've looted your gun-toting opposition, now it's time to mosey your way on down to one of the extraction points. Extraction points are always located on the edge of the map and take shape of either a horse-drawn carriage or a steamboat. If you manage to extract, you'll be greeted with Bloodline XP, which allows you to unlock new weapons and traits, and a pretty chunk of change to fund future hunts. Speaking of traits and weapons, you have a whole hoopla of weapons, tools, and traits to support you on your hunt. In terms of weapons, there are 142 ranged and melee weapons to choose from. Some of these are variants of other weapons, such as the Springfield 1866 and the Springfield Striker. They just shortened it a little bit and threw a trowel on the end. This thing kinda goes crazy. Some weapons, on the other hand, are completely fantastical and unique, like the bomb launcher and the bomb lance. There is also a handful of melee weapons to choose from, with my personal favorite being the machete. Now into what's really gonna save your life out in the bayou. Traits. Traits are upgrades purchased with upgrade points for your hunter that modify how they interact with the weapon or the environment. For example, the traits Serpent and Martialist. Serpent allows the hunter to collect clues and bounties from up to 25 meters away, while Martialist, when using a katana, will enable it to be sheathed so you can do a cool Kurosawa slash. There are over 50 unique traits, with 5 of them being burn traits, meaning that after they are used once, they are removed from the hunter. There are also 6 scarce traits, which can only be obtained after killing a certain monster or through getting trait charms, which can only be gotten and spent in a hunt. Your traits can also be affected by whether you're hunting with a friend or not, with certain traits getting buffs if you're on your own. For example, Serpent, the trait we just talked about, gets double the range when hunting on your own. Next up, the maps. In Hunt Showdown, there are 4 separate maps: Stillwater Bayou, a swampy, very water-covered map, Lawson Delta, more land than water, but still very swamp-based, Desali, which is more town-based with a couple of rivers running through plains, and then Mammon's Gulch. More of a quarry system with a lot of windy, interconnected mine shafts. It's very, very fun, the newest map that they've added. On each map, there are around 14 to 16 compounds, which are small groupings of buildings, usually with an exterior wall of some kind. Inside compounds, you can find clues, money, Bloodline XP, Hunter XP, and even traits. On the maps, there are also supply points, which are locations usually along roads or rivers that contain ammo boxes, special ammo crates, health packs, and toolboxes, which can be opened to get things such as dynamite and healing syringes. As you run around the maps, you'll also run into animals such as crows, ducks, horses, and cows. These animals are actually noise traps. Get too close and the ducks or crows, and they'll make a ton of noise and fly into the air, revealing your location to other hunters. accidentally walk a little too close to a horse or a cow, well, they're just going to throw a hissy fit, letting everyone in a 5-mile radius know where you are. These animals aren't the only noise traps, just the most annoying. You can also find chicken coops and dog pens around the inside of compounds, which operate the same as horses and cows. There's also a ton of inorganic noise traps all over the place, things such as hanging bottles, broken glass, and extremely loud sticks. Well, that's it. Well, that's not it. There was a lot I didn't talk about, but I have a time limit, and where's the fun in you knowing everything? But I hope that you enjoyed, and you never know, maybe I'll see you in the bayou.
Man, I sure learned a lot about Hunt Showdown.
Yeah, before that filming, I had never heard of the game.
Yeah, there's,
No one plays it. Don't look it up.
Yeah, Actually, a lot of people do.
Actually, I think we did a segment kind of like that.
Actually, cut to it.
Do you know anything about nerd stuff? Do you like correcting people over small inaccuracies they make in statements? Well, this is the show for you. Welcome to Actually. The rules are simple. I'm going to list a statement about various nerdy topics, and that'll have a small inaccuracy in it. Your job is to correct me, and of course, all statements must be preceded by the phrase, Actually. That's the only rule, and with that, let's begin. In the episode Little Green Men, Quark, Rom, and Nog end up accidentally traveling back in time, having crash landed on Earth, Roswell, New Mexico, 1947. After being captured by the U.S. military and failing to negotiate a sale of future technology to help the U.S. government crush the Soviets, Nog threatens to invade Washington before the group is saved by Odo, who had smuggled himself on board and stopped Quark from fleeing an interstellar drug deal. The episode ends with the group flying their ship
Actually, Roswell wasn't in the 40s, it was in the 60s.
Nope.
It was 1947. And with that, we'll call time. Actually, Nog doesn't threaten to invade Washington. Due to the lack of Earth's geography knowledge, he threatens to invade Cleveland, Ohio.
Honestly, we should just invade Cleveland, Ohio anyways.
Yeah.
It's
Ohio, it's only big in here.
Fair enough.
And it's Cleveland.
Our next trivia question is about the Child's Play franchise. In the 7th entry, Cult of Chucky, it is revealed towards the end of the movie that Chucky has figured out a voodoo spell to create clones of himself. The 3 clones have spent their time working together to torment mental asylum patients. But when the topic of who gets to kill original movie protagonist Andy Barclay comes up, the 3 remaining dolls kill each other in a fight over it.
There are 7 Child's Play movies?
Yeah, I didn't even know. I thought there were maybe 4.
7 in a TV series. Ran for 4 seasons, I believe.
What? Okay. Actually, the dolls aren't taken out by each other, but instead by the main character.
You are partially correct. Unless anyone can be more specific, I'll give it to you.
I've never seen the Child's Play.
Yeah, I'm out on this one too.
I can't believe that. Was that all right?
All right, we'll call that, and you get the point. The 3 dolls didn't kill each other. The honor to kill Andy Barclay was given to so-called Haircut Chucky because he had gotten the worst end of the deal, having a terrible haircut given to him.
What kind of haircut are we talking about?
It was a bad haircut.
Probably a bowl cut.
Like Guy Gardner level bad?
It was given to our mental patients. All right, our next question is about the Tomb of Horrors. The Tomb of Horrors, one of the most infamous dungeons ever created for Dungeons & Dragons. Full of near-imperceptible hidden doors, instant death traps, and nigh-on indecipherable puzzles, the ending, a fight against the Demi-Lich of Sararak, is surprisingly simple. A weapon placed right outside its chambers can kill him instantly. Though this fight won't return the player's equipment, stolen from a trap earlier on, nor would it reverse the spell that changed each player's gender and alignment.
Actually, the weapon isn't just outside of the chamber.
Nope.
With a shot.
Actually, the weapon's a red herring and it doesn't actually make the fight easier.
You're close. Oh, so I will give it to you unless someone could be more specific.
Never played Dungeons.
Actually, the weapon makes the fight harder.
Nope.
All right, I'll give it to you. Ooh, the actually is the entire fight was a red herring. That wasn't the real Sararak. The real Sararak was behind another series of puzzles. That was a fake-out ending. Our next question is about our famous point-and-click adventure game, The Secret of Monkey Island. Shortly after arriving on Monkey Island, Guybrush Threepwood finds a group of pirates drinking in the Scum Bar, who tell him to become a pirate, he must pass the 3 trials. Through this, he must master the art of swordplay, thievery, and treasure hunting. He accomplishes this by mastering the art of insult, breaking into the governor's mansion, and finding the legendary lost treasure of Monkey Island, which is actually a collection of leftover t-shirts from the island's Board of Commerce.
Could you repeat the last, third of the question?
He accomplishes this by mastering the art of insults, breaking into the governor's mansion, and finding the legendary lost treasure of Monkey Island, which is actually a collection of leftover t-shirts from the island's Board of Commerce.
Actually, the t-shirts aren't from the Board of Commerce, they're from the gift shop.
Nope.
I'm just throwing stuff out there.
I got nothing. I know nothing about this.
Alright, we'll call this. Actually, this section of the game didn't take place on Monkey Island. This was on Melee Island. Monkey Island will appear in the second half of the game. Our next question is about symbiotes. Marble symbiotes hail from the planet Clintar, created by the primordial god Null to use as the base of operations as conquest to bring eternal darkness to the universe through a massive hive mind of symbiotes. He leads this crusade with his collection of symbiote dragons and his personal weapon, All Black the Necro Sword, forged from the first shadow cast in existence within the flames of a dying celestial. While All Black was later taken by Gore the God Butcher, the symbiote dragons would later crop up during a secret military experiment in the Vietnam War.
Actually, All Black is a symbiote. It's not the first shadow cast.
Nope.
Well, it's a common misconception All Black is a symbiote. He is technically called a proto-symbiote.
I think that's the extent of my knowledge of the symbiotes in Marvel.
Yeah, as far as I heard, that's about where I'm getting.
Alright, we'll call that. Clintar was not created by Null. Clintar was created by the symbiotes as a prison to hold Null after they broke out of his hive mind control.
Yeah, that is true.
Alright, our next question is about Back to the Future. After getting stranded 30 years in the past, Marty McFly begins looking for ways to power his car. He tracks down a younger Doc Brown, but Doc says he's decades away from being able to produce the plutonium needed for a power source. However, Marty remembers that in the future, they celebrate the anniversary of a lightning storm which struck the courthouse. Enough to charge a car with 1.21 gigawatts and send him back to the future.
Actually, it's 1.21 gigawatts.
Nope.
That's a different pronunciation of the same word.
I forgot how long that buzzer takes. Actually, it's not gigawatts, it's macrowatts.
Nope.
I'm just guessing different types of wattage.
Yeah, it was 30 years in the past, because he went from 1987 to 1957. I remember that.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, well, we'll call it there. I said Doc was decades away from being able to produce plutonium. He never tried to produce plutonium in the first place. He stole it from Libyan terrorists.
That's right.
Our next question is about Stardew Valley.
Okay.
Stardew Valley is a game about moving to a small town, farming, finding love, and even having kids. But did you know you can sacrifice your children to a witch? You can sacrifice children to the dark shrine of selfishness. This will cause you to be harassed by ghosts over the phone, cause your spouse to leave you, and have you be attacked by haunted dolls every night.
Who created this game?
I don't know, I've never sacrificed my children in Stardew.
I did not get there. Didn't get that far.
I didn't know you could do that. Actually, you trigger the witch event through a different situation. You can't sacrifice your child.
Nope.
Worth a shot.
Actually, you don't have kids, you adopt them, right?
If you go through a gay marriage route, you technically adopt your children, but for the sake of argument, I will not count that.
That was a good try. That was a really good try.
The only person I married in Stardew Valley is my actual real-life girlfriend, so...
Yeah, actually, there are no phones in Stardew Valley.
Nope.
Alright, we'll call that there. I said sacrificing your child caused your spouse to leave you. This is incorrect. Your spouse does not leave you if you sacrifice your child, and in fact will be willing to have more children, which you can also later sacrifice.
Mind you, this game's about farming.
Yeah.
Our next question is about dystopian movies. We all love a good dystopia, and there are so many ways to reach one. The Matrix sees humanity turned to living batteries by an army of hyper-intelligent machines. Mad Max, a society collapse after a global oil shortage, and 12 Monkeys sees the population devastated as the titular terrorist group released a fast-spreading supervirus on the globe. Of course, sometimes it's never explained how the world got so bad, like how the party rose to power in 1984, or how British society broke down to gang-driven ultraviolence in A Clockwork Orange.
Actually, in Clockwork Orange, it wasn't due to gangs and super violence.
Nope.
That is the main threat in the movie, and in the novel.
Actually, it is explained how the party came to power in 1984?
Nope.
It was never quite explained how the party rose to power.
Actually, Clockwork Orange isn't dystopian?
Nope.
That is the wrongest answer you could have given.
We both got Clockwork Orange wrong. Yeah.
Well, I'll call that there. I said in 12 Monkeys that the titular terrorist group, the 12 Monkeys, released the supervirus. That is in fact incorrect. The 12 Monkeys were merely active at the same time a lone gun released the supervirus on the Earth. Completely unrelated.
I thought Clockwork Orange was the movie about like the insane asylum.
Oh, it is partially.
But he does get put in an insane asylum, doesn't he? The
Yes.
main character.
Well, it's more of a government experiment than an insane asylum, but it's still.
Oh, okay.
All right, our next question
Close
is about
enough.
Same difference.
Yeah.
Our next question is about The Death of Superman. The Death of Superman was a trilogy of story arcs that ran through the early 90s. In the third and final story arc, after Justice League International, Professor Emil Hamilton, and Big Ol' Lebowski failed to stop the supervillain Doomsday, Doomsday and Superman kill each other. The arc concludes with Superman's funeral being attended by a variety of superheroes and supervillains, as well as Bill and Hillary Clinton.
Can I ask when this story was released, or when they were doing this story?
If you buzz in, you can guess.
Actually, Bill Clinton wasn't president at this time?
Nope.
That was a good try. That was a really good try.
I think it was Bill and Hillary Clinton. You said they didn't show up?
First, you didn't say Actually, and second, that is incorrect. They did show up.
I was praying that was going to be right because I was about to buzz in so fast.
All right, I'll call that there. I said this was the third and final story arc in the Death of Superman arc. This was at the end of the first arc. The first arc deals with the death of Superman. The second arc deals with Superman's funeral and the aftermath of his death. And the third arc follows his resurrection. Our next question is about Psychonauts. The Psychonauts series follows Rasputin Aquato, a circus runaway joining the Psychonauts, a team of secret agents specialized in entering the minds of their targets, using either small doorways attached to the head or a machine called the DC Mini to enter the collective unconscious, where all mindscapes connect to each other. After uncovering a plot to steal the brains of psychic children and implant them in tanks, Rasputin sneaks into an insane asylum, traveling mindscapes such as a black velvet-themed bullfighting arena and a giant board game where Descendant Napoleon battles to reclaim his honor.
The only thing I know about Psychonauts is that Jack Black is in the second one.
He is. Yeah, the song.
I don't know Psychonauts. I'm gonna...
Actually, they're not secret agents.
Nope.
Worth a shot.
All right, well, we'll call that one there. I said the machine they use to enter the collective unconscious is called DC Mini. The DC Mini is the device used in Paprika to enter dreams. In Psychonauts, it's called the Brain Tumbler. Our next question is about Magic the Gathering. The Power 9 are a set of 9 magic cards which are considered so powerful as to break the game if used, and as such are only used in vintage tournaments. The cards include Ancestral Recall, which allows the player to steal 3 of their opponent's cards, Time Walk, which allows the player to take an extra turn, and Black Lotus, which adds 3 mana of a single color of the player's choice to their mana pool.
Actually, Black Lotus isn't considered one of those cards.
Nope.
Black Lotus is one of the Power 9. Alright, we'll call that there. I said Ancestral Recall allows you to steal 3 of your opponent's cards. It does not allow you to steal your opponent's cards, it just allows you to draw 3 of your own cards. And our final question of the game is about Resident Evil. The Umbrella Corporation, the powerful mega corporation responsible for the creation of several volatile mutagens. Umbrella's employee pledge is obedience breeds discipline, discipline breeds unity, unity breeds power, power is life. Only marginally less sinister than the company's mottos, more human than human in the film series, and preserving the health of the people in the game Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles.
I'm actually not sure with that one. I'm familiar with Resident Evil, but I don't know out of that bit.
I haven't played Resident Evil.
Actually, unity isn't a part of the motto.
Nope.
Your chance to steal it. You've got like 2 guesses you can make. You got a 50-50 here to try to steal it.
Oh, mine's probably like way off, but
Go for it.
Actually, there's not the Umbrella Corporation isn't actually called the Umbrella Corporation.
Nope.
All right, we'll call that there. You were close with our guess. In the films, the motto is not more human than human. More human than human is the slogan of the Tyrell Corporation from Blade Runner. In the films, Umbrella's slogan is, our business is life itself. And with that, we end the game with a score of 0-0-1.
Actually, it's 1-0-1. Luke and Lindy tied.
Let's go. Right now.
Okay, I guess we're going. I guess you win.
Well, with that, you were the winner. And folks, that ends our game of Actually today. Remember, read more comics, watch more old movies, and just do nerdy stuff. I'm your host. Good night.
Actually, that was a lot of fun.
It really was. Actually, we're about to the end of this episode. We're running
Oh
out
yeah,
of
we are.
time.
Yeah. But that was a really good press start episode. I've been Sky.
I've been Justin.
Keep gaming, Indiana.